Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ashley. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And if you've already been here, then you obviously already know who I am. However, this is gonna be different than a makeup video. So pretty much I asked you guys on my Instagram if you wanted to see me film this, and all of you who voted said yes. So this is gonna be a video about my experience and updates on my surgery, which is tomorrow morning. And it's like 9 or 10 at night. So it's very, very soon. So pretty much what happened to me is my femur broke off. If you don't know what your femur is, it's this bone in your body. So pretty much what happened was the bottom tip of it broke off. I didn't like get hurt or anything. I have a condition called whatever this word is. I literally cannot pronounce it. So yes, I have this condition. It's in my left knee, pretty much. So what happened was like my femur broke off, so I'm going in for surgery. So they're gonna pretty much take out the piece of my femur that's kind of like floating around by my knee. And then I believe they're also like sanding down my actual femur, so that way like the cartilage regrows back and stuff. So I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea how long I'm gonna be off. I know I'm gonna be off work for like 4 to 6 weeks, but I'm stressed. With that being said, hopefully everything goes well. I'll take you guys with me as much as I can. I'll probably be posting like little updates of like healing and stuff, I guess, and like just like my overall experience. And yeah, so I guess I will see you guys bright and early, probably around 5 a.m. Hey guys, so it's the next morning. I already went ahead and did pretty much everything that I had to do. I showered, I had to take out my nipple piercings, so these are out. I'm not allowed to eat, which sucks because I am starving. But it's almost time to go. So I'll see you at the hospital, I guess. Hey guys, so it is the next day. Unfortunately, I was not able to bring my phone with me the entire time because the hospital is not responsible if anything gets stolen or lost. And it specifically says on my paperwork not to bring any kind of valuables or money or jewelry. So I had my mom hold on to my phone. I had my phone for like a few minutes while she was visiting me before the surgery, but after she left, I gave her all of my stuff back. So I had managed to get a few pictures, but I didn't get any like videos or anything, which kind of sucks. So I'm just gonna quickly go over everything that happened. I'm gonna try and just like get straight to the point. So 6:30 rolls around, get to the hospital, check in, and I go to day surgery. And day surgery is pretty much where you're just kind of like waiting. So I have to take out all my clothing, on my underwear, and then I have to put on my gown. And they want you to pee before you get your IV in you. So I made sure that I peed while I was getting changed. I went back, someone came over, went over some paperwork with me quickly. The surgeon came by and just like initialed my leg so they know which leg is like having the surgery done and stuff, which is like kind of funny. Like they know, but they just do it for safety precautions, I guess. So I'm like changed and stuff, and then I get my IV put into my hand. At this point, I guess like my mom came into day surgery to visit with me quick, so that's when I had my phone. So like that's how I have like these few pictures. But anyway, so basically what happened was I had to pee again. I was like super nervous. A nurse allowed me to go, so she kind of like hooked my IV onto like one of the poles that you can like walk with, and because it has like wheels on it and stuff. And like this is where the paranormal thing happened to me. So what happens is I'm sitting down peeing, and I have my IV to the right of me, and then to the left of me is like a few like different items. The main item is like a wheelchair, except instead of the seat of the wheelchair, it's like a literal toilet seat. So I guess someone who like maybe can't bend their knees, someone who's like older or heavier or just weak would sit on that, and then they would get wheeled over top of the toilet. So then that's how they would use the washroom. So I'm like sitting there and I'm peeing, and I'm like kind of like just like trying to distract myself because I'm a little bit nervous. For the most part, I'm honestly not very anxious, but I'm just like kind of confused and like thinking, because like I really am going into this not knowing what's going on at all. Like I have no idea what to expect. So I'm like kind of sitting, and I remember just like looking at the sink in the mirror, which is like to the left of me, and I'm just like off-minded thinking. The thing with this situation is the floor is a little bit concaved, so in the middle of the bathroom is where it kind of goes down a little bit more, and there's a drain. So if there was like a flood or something, all of the water would lead to the same spot and it would drain through, so that way the room doesn't flood. So the drain is between me and this like wheelchair with the toilet seat. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called, but I'm sitting there peeing, and the like wheelchair starts to move towards me, and it's not like it shot at me or like moved for a very long period of time, but like it like turned towards me a little bit and also moved forward. So like, one, I don't believe that was gravity, because like you could argue the fact that the floor is concave, but like how I think of it is like, if you roll a ball down a hill, the ball's not going to stop midway because of gravity, you know, it would roll all the way down the hill. That's how the floor was between me and this like wheelchair. Is like, if it was really gravity pushing it, where it's like rolling down just because like the floor is not even, it would have rolled to the drain, because the drain is like the lowest part, you know. I hope I'm explaining this right. That did not happen. So I do believe that it was a paranormal experience, but it's a hospital. Sick people go to hospitals, and a lot of people die in hospitals, as well as the fact that this is a pretty old hospital, like a very old hospital. So I really don't think it was gravity, and I know for a fact that I did not touch it or push it in any way whatsoever. And like, two, like, it is a hospital, like this is where people come and die a lot of the time, unfortunately. And yeah, so like it didn't faze me a lot, but I did like kind of like do my stuff and get up, and I peeked my head out of the door. It's like, hey mom, like, can you come over here for a second? She's like, yeah. So she walked over. She's like, what? It's like, oh, like, you see this thing? Well, it was like, it started to roll towards me like when I was peeing. And she was like, are you sure you like didn't hit it or anything with like your IV? It's like, no, like my IV was like literally to the right of me, like there's no way it would have like touched it at all at any point. So like, my mom is a nurse, she works in a hospital, so like she literally experiences weird things one-on-one day to day, because like, once again, it's a hospital. That's where people get sick and come and they die, and that's just like life. Like, I don't even know how to like put that in a like nicer way, but so that happened. So anyway, I keep waiting a little bit. I'm the first one into surgery because I have a latex allergy, so I have to be first. So I leave day surgery and I go to the operating room. She like wheels me over. She's just like talking to me and stuff. So they leave me in like the hallway, and she goes in, and I guess they keep just like doing their stuff, setting everything up for the surgery really quick, and then I get brought in. So firstly, I am greeted by like everyone in there, and then the anesthesiologist came up to me and he's like, oh hey, so like how are you doing, like are you ready, blah blah blah. And everyone was super nice and like made me feel comfortable and stuff. And so I like moved from my bed onto like the actual like surgeon's table, and the anesthesiologist says, oh, so like, do you want to be awake and watch on the TV, or do you want us to just not have the TV on? And at this point, I literally assumed that I was going to be put out, which was like really scary for me. So I'm like kind of confused on how I'm going to get numbed. Like, are they going to like, you know, like I'm confused. So I was like, oh, like, am I not being put to sleep at all? And he was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna get some needles in my spine, aren't I? He's like, yep. It's like, okay, well, I mean, like, I'd rather watch. Like, it would be cool. It would be like something like probably a lot of people are too scared to do because they don't want to see. It's probably gross. I may as well do it. It'll be a learning experience. And it's kind of cool to see your own bones. So I was like, oh, like, let's just watch it, like that'd be cool. He's like, okay, so I'm just gonna get you to like bend over. I'm gonna untie the straps to your like gown and like put your chin to your chest. So I'm like laying there, and there's like a lady like helping me, making sure that like I don't move, because like this is a needle into my spine. Like, if you move, it's bad. So I get 2 needles in my spine, and I pretty much like am immediately numb from like the stomach down. And like from there is where everything gets blurry, because I don't know. I could not tell you. I remember them talking to me, and I remember not understanding and not being able to hear them, and I like vividly remember seeing double. Like, you know when you start to get drunk and like you kind of like are looking and everything just like laggy. It's like very laggy. It was kind of like that, but like imagine like a lot worse, because like you're actually numb from the waist down, and that's like fucking with your whole body. So yeah, like seeing double, like not understanding what people are saying to me. I'm like I'm out of it. I'm not asleep, obviously. I'm very much awake, but I'm out of it. So they do the surgery. Basically how I could explain what it felt like is like, if you know the feeling and like the sound of like when you're deboning like any kind of like meat, like chicken or anything that has like the cartilage, like, you know how like you listen to like the cartilage like kind of pop sometimes, like imagine that, but it like is like very consistent, like pop 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 pop, like they're shoving something in through like my knee joint. Okay, so like I don't feel pain, but I'm like feeling the pressure. It was very uncomfortable. My leg was elevated the whole time and I couldn't tell if my leg was like on his chest, which is like literally what I had thought at the time. I literally thought my foot was on the surgeon's chest. I like, to this, I don't know what happened. They like had everything kind of blocked off. I like tried to look because I was like kind of confused and like out of it and stuff, but like I could not see anything, which I'm thankful for. However, I was watching it on the TV, which was pretty cool. So basically what they did is they had like a little microscopic like drill and like a suction-y part like attached to it, and they went around like my whole knee, just like making sure they got everything. And they pretty much were like drilling out and sucking up all of the like loose like body or like cartilage slash like bone, like whatever was like loose and like causing me pain pretty much. So they sucked all of that out, and then they showed me my femur, and then they showed me part of my femur that is like very soft and smooth and what it's supposed to look like, and then they showed me the part where it's chipped off and like the bone is bruised and stuff, which was like very like weird to see. But they ended up stabbing like about 6 or more holes in my femur, so I guess that's what's gonna like help like the cartilage grow back. And like that was pretty much all of the surgery. Like I don't have any stitches. They use like some kind of like, I can't remember what it's called. It's like kind of just like a band-aid almost, but like more surgical, like terry strips or like something. I don't know. I have no stitches. They pretty much like bandaged me up and put a tent around me, and then I got sent to recovery, which was boring. Recovery is basically just where they make sure that you're good enough to like go back to day surgery so that way you can get ready to leave. So they basically just make sure that like you're not numb and you can walk and you can move your like knees and your toes or whatever was numbed before. So they just made sure that I could move everything. It probably took like close to like 2 hours ish, I'm assuming. I was like kind of trying to keep time of everything, but like at this point like I'm tired and I'm out of it, and like I was like shivering like the whole time. They put like 4 heated blankets on me and I was like shivering, and I guess that's like normal for someone who goes into surgery though. But yeah, so like I'm out of it. It kind of took a little bit, and then they eventually sent me back to day surgery, which is where I started. And then that's just where they make sure that like you have some juice or like coffee, and then they give you like a few cookies just so that way you get something in your system. They make sure that you urinate before you leave, and then they wait for your ride to come get you. It took my mom so long. It took my mom like she said she was 10 minutes away, and then like it took her like almost like it seemed like 2 hours. Like I remember like falling asleep and waking up and it being like at least 40 minutes. And like at that point I had been waiting. I was like, oh my god, like what is taking so long? So yeah, my mom eventually showed up. I got wheeled out in a wheelchair. I was in pain. It's weird because I wasn't expecting to be able to immediately be walking. I can walk. I've like been walking, but like the only thing is that like it hurts and like I can't hold my body up at all. So I think like that's really gonna be like what takes the most amount of time, is like being able to like hold my body weight up and like walk again. Which is weird because I was really expecting like it to just be like a general amount of pain. Like this is not that painful unless I'm really like trying to like move a lot or like hold my body weight up and walk, which is kind of nice because like as long as I'm relaxing, I'm really not in that much pain, which is good. But anyway, so that's what happened. We left, we went and got food. I came home. And my mom forgot to get my prescription, so she had to go back to town and do that. Once I took my T3s, I felt a lot better. I was like very shocked that like I was in the amount of pain I was. But yeah, so like it's the next day, everything is good. I'm still having trouble walking, and we changed my bandages, which is gonna be the next clip. So like there's gonna be blood, you're gonna see where the incisions were. So if like you're not into anything kind of like graphic, like keep in mind like this will probably be graphic to some people. It's like, in my opinion, for me personally, it's really not that bad, and I was expecting worse, but like I have no stitches, and there's like a few very small incisions because like it was a microscopic surgery, right? So that's this next clip. If you don't like that, like stop watching, or you can look in the description to see if I put any kind of timestamps so you know where to fast forward to, or like just click off this video. So this next clip will be of taking all the bandages off for the first time and changing them.